All right, let's dive in. We're about to take a journey through thousands of years of Afghan history, and I promise you, it's a story that's so much richer and more complex than the headlines we usually see. So, let's get started. You've probably heard this phrase before, right? Afghanistan, the graveyard of empires. It's a powerful and popular cliché. It paints this picture of a land that just consumes and destroys any foreign power that dares to enter. But you have to ask yourself, does that one label really capture thousands of years of history? So, what if we looked at it a different way? Instead of seeing Afghanistan as just an endpoint, a final stop for empires, let's explore it as a central hub. A crossroads where different cultures, religions, and ideas have met, mingled, and actually flourished for millennia. To really get this, we've got to rewind. Way back, to a time when the very idea of Afghanistan was being shaped and molded by the greatest powers of the ancient world. Okay, just take a look at this timeline. For nearly 1,000 years, this land was a vital piece of one major empire after another. First, you've got the Achaemenid Persians under Cyrus the Great. Then, boom, in comes Alexander the Great and the Greeks. After that, you see huge influence coming from India with the Mauryan Empire. Then, the powerful Kushan Empire rises up, before the region comes back under Persian rule with the Sasanians. It was this constant, incredible flow of power and people. So here's the key takeaway. These empires didn't just conquer and leave. They left deep, lasting layers behind. The Persians brought sophisticated systems of administration. The Greeks, they left an amazing legacy of Hellenistic art, a style that blended Greek and local traditions. The Mauryan Emperor Ashoka was crucial in spreading Buddhism, which then became a huge center of power under the Kushans. This just perfectly shows a place absorbing influences, not just repelling them. But this incredible layering of influence was about to be profoundly reshaped by a new transformative force, one that would define the region for the next 1,000 years. Around 650 CE, Arab caliphates brought Islam to the region. And this was a fundamental turning point. It completely reshaped the cultural and religious landscape, and it set the stage for new, powerful local dynasties to rise up. And emerge they did. Just take the Ghaznavids. This wasn't some foreign power just passing through. This was a formidable empire with its heart right there. It was a Persianate dynasty, meaning it had Turkic roots, but was deeply steeped in Persian culture and language. Its founder, Sultan Mahmud, established a capital, Ghazni, that became a major center for culture and learning in the entire Islamic world. But the story of a crossroads isn't always peaceful. Around 1220, the devastating Mongol invasion, led by Genghis Khan, swept through the region, bringing a violent end to many of the powers that had defined the era. It was a period of just immense destruction. And yet, out of that devastation, a renaissance was born. Seriously. The Timurid Empire, founded by Timur, or Tamerlane, kicked off a new golden age. The city of Herat, in particular, became one of the most important cultural and intellectual centers in the entire world. This cycle of destruction and rebirth, it's a key theme in this story. So, how do we get from this collection of ancient and medieval empires to the country we know today? Well, that process really began to pick up steam in the early modern era. By the 16th and 17th centuries, the land was basically caught between two massive neighboring powers. You had the Mughal Empire, based in India, controlling the east, including Kabul, and then you had the Safavid Empire of Iran controlling the west, including the great city of Herat. This created this constant tension and a real desire for local autonomy. Amidst all this tension, one year changes everything. 1747. This is an absolutely pivotal moment. In 1747, a local Pashtun leader named Ahmad Shah Durrani managed to unite the various Afghan tribes. He established the Durrani Empire, which is widely considered the foundation of the modern state of Afghanistan. This is, for all intents and purposes, the political birth of the nation. From that point of unification, the story shifts. Afghanistan now finds itself having to navigate a whole new world of global empires and, of course, internal political turmoil. The Barkside dynasty, which came after the Durranis, found itself right at the center of the Great Game. That's the name for the strategic rivalry between the British and Russian empires. And this period, which included 3 brutal Anglo-Afghan wars, is really where that graveyard of empires narrative takes hold in the Western imagination. And that brings us to the last 50 years, a period of breathtaking and often violent change. What's so striking here is just the sheer speed of the political upheaval. The monarchy falls, you get a republic, then a Soviet-backed state. This sparks a war with the Mujahideen, who eventually form a government. Then comes the first Taliban rule, followed by the US-backed Islamic Republic. And now, the second Taliban rule. It's a dizzying sequence of internal conflicts and foreign interventions that have shaped the nation we see today.
So, after that rapid-fire journey through millennia, what's the big takeaway? How do we even begin to make sense of this complex, layered story?
Ultimately, I think it's this. Afghanistan's history isn't an isolated one. It's a reflection of global history. It has been shaped by the world's great religions, like Buddhism and Islam. It's been a battleground for global powers, from the Greeks and Persians to the British, the Soviets, and the Americans. Its story is really a microcosm of our shared human story.
And so we end with a question. For a place that has been a crossroads for Persians, Greeks, Indians, Turks, Mongols, and Arabs, a nation forged in imperial competition and civil strife, what does its deep and resilient history tell us about the chapter that is yet to be written?